So children, today we'll be discussing microbes in sewage treatment under the chapter microbes in human welfare. So what is sewage? Sewage is the municipal water, or you can say the municipal wastewater. It is the municipal wastewater containing human excreta, organic matters, and microorganisms. Okay, so this is the definition of sewage. Sewage is the wastewater, okay, and that contains the human excreta, organic matters, and microorganisms. Besides that, some other substances are also there, but these are the major composition of the sewage. Now, why this treatment of sewage is required? What will happen if we will not treat this sewage बिफोर रिलीजिंग इट इनटू द वाटर बॉडी? अब देखो, हमारा जो भी सीवेज वाटर होता है ना, हम उसको वाटर बॉडी में छोड़ते हैं, आइदर सी में या तो फिर रिवर में हम छोड़ देते हैं. बट बिफोर दैट इट शुड बी ट्रीटेड, अदरवाइज द होल वाटर बॉडी विल बी कंटामिनेटेड और polluted. Okay, so let us see what are the problems with untreated sewage. Problems with untreated sewage. So if we'll not release release the untreated sewage, then what will happen? Cause pollution and spread waterborne disease. Okay, so the water body into which the sewage is released, that is used for various purposes. So these purposes, when we use it for bathing, for drinking, for whatever purpose, now that is not suitable for that purpose, because it is polluted and it causes various diseases. Okay, now let us see what are the stages of sewage treatment. Now this is the main topic, today's topic, stages of sewage treatment. So as I have mentioned that the major components are the organic matters, human excreta, but besides that it also contains many other things like pebbles, oil globules. Okay, so various materials are also there. So now let me give you everything in a flow chart. Okay, so starting from sewage. Sewage is the municipal wastewater, okay, contains human excreta, organic matter, and pathogenic microbes or disease causing microbes. Okay, now this sewage treatment, it includes two types of treatments. Okay, so now come to sewage treatment. It takes place in two steps. The first one is primary treatment. This is the physical treatment. And other one is secondary treatment. So the first step is the primary treatment and second step is the secondary treatment. Now let us see what are the steps involved in the primary treatment. So the primary treatment involves, the first step is filtration. So what is filtration? By filtration, remove floating debris, plastics, leaves, papers, etc. So this removes the floating debris like plastics, leaves and paper. So this is the first step. Now come to the second step. After filtration, the second step is, this is also filtration. So now the next step is sedimentation. After filtration, sedimentation. Okay, and all of you know that sedimentation. What is sedimentation? Whatever heavier particles are there, heavier materials are there, that settles down, that forms the sediments. So that process is called sedimentation. This process is also known as grit removal. Okay, so by this process, what happens? It removes, this process removes sand, soil, paper. Okay, so after these two process, what we are getting? We are getting two things. After the above process, we are getting two things. One is primary sludge and that is the primary sludge is the settled solid. Okay, and other one is primary effluent, that is the liquid part. Okay, so here see, first of all what happens, suppose this is a mesh. Through this mesh, this is the sewage, and this first one is filtration. After filtration, what happens? The pebbles, the smaller particles are removed, then the floating particles are removed, then it is allowed to settle down, and when it is allowed to settle down, the heavier materials are settled down, and there are two things released. One is the liquid part and another one is the solid part. The solid part, that is settled down. This is the solid part, and the liquid part will remain above. The liquid part is called the primary effluent because this is the primary treatment, and then the solid part is known as settled. The solid part, settled solid, is known as primary sludge. Now this primary effluent, because we need the liquid part, so we are taking the primary effluent. Now this primary effluent is subjected to secondary treatment. Okay. Now let us see what happens in the secondary treatment. In the secondary treatment, let me tell you step by step. Now, the effluent enters the aeration tank. What is aeration tank? So, aeration tank means it is a tank which is supplied with oxygen, means air is there. Okay, and this tank has continuous pumping of air. So that's why it is known as aeration tank. So continuously air is pumped into the tank, and that results, and it is mechanically agitated. So mechanical agitation. So due to this mechanical agitation, what happens? The growth of aerobic microbes. So here oxygen is supplied, air is supplied. Air, that major component that is required for this process is oxygen. So continuously oxygen is supplied to this tank, and this tank is having the primary effluent. Okay, now in this primary effluent, because of this oxygen supply, and as it contains the pollutants, now the microorganism grows in it, and these microorganisms are aerobic microbes. Okay, now what happens? These aerobic microbes forms flocks. Very, very important. Flocks. So what is flocks? Flocks consist of masses of bacteria. Which bacteria? Aerobic bacteria. And it is associated with fungal filament. Okay, so it is the combination of the bacteria and fungal filament together that forms the flock. So why these bacteria and fungal filaments are grown? Due to the presence of the pollutants, and by getting the air from the pumped air into the tank, the microbes are grown. Now these microbes consume the organic matter. So I have told you that the major composition or major component of the sewage is the organic matter and human excreta. So organic matters are consumed by the microorganisms. As a result, what happens? BOD decreases significantly. Okay, so let me tell you what is BOD. So here I am writing in different color. BOD. The full form is biochemical oxygen demand. Okay, So its definition: the amount of oxygen required by bacteria to oxidize organic oxidize organic matter in 1 liter of water. Okay, so this is the definition of BOD. Now what does this BOD indicates? ये BOD का importance क्या है? Why we are describing the pollution level in terms of BOD? BOD के हिसाब से हम क्यों इसको explain कर रहे हैं? Why we are giving much importance to the BOD? देखो, BOD means biochemical oxygen demand. मतलब अब यहाँ मैं दो चीज़ लिख रही हूँ. हाई BOD means high pollution. ओके, इसका मतलब क्या है? बायोलॉजिकल ऑक्सीजन डिमांड. बायोलॉजिकल मीन्स यहाँ पर आपको बैक्टीरिया को ऑक्सीजन चाहिए. किस लिए? टू डाइजेस्ट और टू कंज्यूम द ऑर्गेनिक मैटर. तो ऑक्सीजन का डिमांड कब बढ़ेगा? जब माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म ज़्यादा बनेंगे. तो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म ज़्यादा कब बनेंगे? जब वाटर पॉल्यूटेड ज़्यादा होगा. सो वाटर पॉल्यूटेड होने से, ज़्यादा पॉल्यूटेड होने से ज़्यादा माइक्रोब्स क्यों ग्रो करते हैं? बिकॉज द पॉल्यूटेड वाटर कंटेन्स द न्यूट्रिएंट्स फॉर द माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स, स्पेशली फॉर द बैक्टीरियाज. सो इसीलिए आपका जितना पॉल्यूटेंट्स रहेंगे उतना ज़्यादा बैक्टीरिया का प्रोडक्शन होगा, और वही बैक्टीरिया ऑर्गेनिक मैटर को खाने लगेंगे बिकॉज इट इज़ देयर न्यूट्रिएंट. खाएंगे और उसको डाइजेस्ट करेंगे. लेकिन ये बैक्टीरिया को सर्वाइव करने के लिए हमको क्या चाहिए? ऑक्सीजन चाहिए. सो डिमांड फॉर ऑक्सीजन इंक्रीजेस, and that is known as BOD, biological oxygen demand. The demand for oxygen is increased by the bacteria to digest the organic matter when the water is more polluted. Clear? Now, low BOD. Low BOD means clean water. Clean वाटर. तो यहाँ मैं थोड़ा अच्छे से आपको समझा देती हूँ. सो मोर pollutant means more nutrients available for bacteria. Here we are talking about the bacteria. So more bacteria produced so here what are the bacteria? Aerobic bacteria. More oxygen is required for their survival as well as to decompose the organic matter. So I think it is clear to you why the BOD is important during sewage treatment and what is the role of BOD. So as the process takes place, the secondary treatment takes place in the aeration tank. Initially the BOD increases because the pollutants are more, but as the pollutants means the organic matters are digested by the microorganism, basically the aerobic bacteria, then the pollutants decreases, and as the pollutants decreases the number of microorganism also decreases because of lack of nutrients and the demand for oxygen decreases and the water becomes less polluted. So I think it is clear to you. So to this about, it is about BOD. ओके, आप सेपरेटली इसको लिख के रखो. दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So many related question may come. Now what has happened here? The BOD decreases significantly. Now this is supplied to, it goes to the settling tank. It goes to okay. Now what goes to the settling tank? The effluent that is treated by the aerobic bacteria. Now what happens here? Two things are there: the floc and the sediment. Okay, now the floc settles at the bottom, okay, and the sediment formed, so when it so I'm sorry थोड़ा सा आपको confusion होगा इसमें. So let me make it clear. Okay, now when it goes to the settling tank, what happens? The floc settle at the bottom. So as a result, sediment is formed, and this sediment is called activated sludge. Okay, so now what happens in the tank when the flocs are formed, that is the meshes of bacteria and the fungi, when they settle down after consumption or after decomposing the organic matter, they form the sediment, and that sediment is known as activated sludge. Now what happens to this activated sludge? Now come to activated sludge. We'll come to the so fate of activated sludge. Okay, now what happens to this activated sludge? Now this is used as a small portion is the recycled back to aeration tank. Okay, that means it acts as inoculum. Okay, that means see, आपका क्या था? ये था एरेशन टैंक. ओके, ये एरेशन टैंक में आपका बैक्टीरिया का ग्रो हुआ. ग्रो होने के बाद दे डिकम्पोज द ऑर्गेनिक मैटर, देन दिस इज ट्रांसफर्ड टू द सेटलिंग टैंक. सो दिस इज settling tank. Okay, this is aeration tank. So aeration tank में आपका क्या हुआ? यहाँ पर आपका BOD इंक्रीज हुआ, फिर डिक्रीज हुआ, वो सब हुआ. उसके बाद दिस इज ट्रांसपोर्टेड टू द सेटलिंग टैंक. सेटलिंग टैंक में क्या होता है? हियर इट फॉर्म्स द फ्लॉक. द फ्लॉक फॉर्म्स द सेडिमेंट. ये सेडिमेंट से थोड़ा सा लेकर हम क्या करेंगे, एरेशन टैंक में फिर डाल देंगे. स्मॉल पोर्शन, a small portion is transferred to the एरेशन टैंक सो दैट इसमें जो ऑलरेडी आपका बैक्टीरिया एंड फंगस है दैट विल एक्ट एज ए स्टार्टर. ये प्रोसेस को फैसिलिटेट करने के लिए हेल्प करेंगे. ठीक है, आई एम क्लियर? सो नाउ द अदर, सो दिस इज द रोल ऑफ द स्मॉल पोर्शन ऑफ flock or the that is the sediment. Okay, now what happens to this remaining portion? Now remaining major portion sent to anaerobic स्लज डाइजेस्टर. ओके, तो यहां तक आपका क्या हो रहा था, अप टू दिस यहां तक आपका एरोबिक डाइजेशन हो रहा था. अभी आपका क्या होगा, बाकी जो आपका रिमेनिंग पोर्शन इज सेंट टू द anaerobic sludge digester. So the sludge is sent to the anaerobic tank where the remaining organisms, microorganisms, remaining pollutants are digested anaerobically. Now come to the anaerobic sludge digestion. So इसको थोड़ा सा मैं यहाँ ले आती हूँ. anaerobic sludge digestion. Okay, now what happens during this process? So during this process let me change the anaerobic bacteria digest the sludge. So what is sludge? Sludge means the flock along with the remaining organic matter, undigested organic matter. So now what happens? The bacteria and fungi which are anaerobic here now breakdown of बैक्टीरिया एंड फंगी. तो यहाँ पर आपका क्या था, फॉक था. फॉक जो था वो फॉक में क्या था आपका, बैक्टीरिया एंड फंगी, उसको ब्रेक डाउन कर दिया जाता है. एंड हियर व्हाट हैपेंस, ड्यू टू एनारोबिक डाइजेशन व्हाट इज प्रोड्यूस, प्रोडक्शन ऑफ biogas. Biogas is produced. Okay, now what is biogas? अभी हम आएंगे बायोगैस में. ठीक है, now what is biogas? Biogas, its composition is methane, that is CH4, carbon dioxide, that is CO2, and little amount of hydrogen sulfide. Okay, that is H2S. Okay, now uses of biogas. Its uses, how it is used. This biogas is highly inflammable fuel and it acts as the source of energy, and that's why it is used for cooking or electricity generation. Okay, now after the this production of the biogas from the sludge, the finally treated effluent, final treated effluent. So this is the sludge. So up to this we have discussed about the sludge. Now final treated effluent. What happens to the effluent? From the effluent, totally the organic matters are removed, and already by the primary treatment, filtration and sedimentation, other materials, inorganic materials were removed. But now the organic matters are completely digested, and after digestion, the final treated effluent is released into rivers and streams safely after treatment. Okay, so this is how the sewage treatment takes place. Now यहाँ पर कुछ important terms हमने पढ़ा. तो what are these important terms? Let me tell you. The first one is floc. Floc is the mesh-like masses of bacteria with fungal filament. I repeat, flocs are mesh-like masses of bacteria with fungal filaments. Next is activated sludge. Let me write down. Okay. Important terms which are usually asked in the exam. That is, first one is flocs. This is the mesh-like masses of bacteria with fungal filament. Okay, now number 2 is activated sludge. So these are the settled bacterial flocs obtained after secondary treatment. Okay, now BOD, I have already told you about BOD, and primary treatment is a physical treatment. Okay, then number 4, secondary treatment is a biological treatment. Why? Because it is digested by or treated by the bacteria, the living organisms. Okay, now what is the problems arised due to urbanization? Problems, स्पेलिंग गलत लिख दिया. Problems arised due to urbanization. Increased sewage production, Okay. Insufficient sewage treatment plant and untreated sewage pollutes the water. देखो जैसे जैसे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बढ़ता है तो हमारा जो दैट इज वेस्ट मटेरियल म्युनिसिपल वेस्ट भी बढ़ता जाता है एंड दैट्स व्हाई द सीवेज प्रोडक्शन इज मोर but we don't have sufficient sewage treatment plants, so we are releasing the untreated sewage into the water body, because of which the water body becomes polluted. Now what are the initiatives taken by government of India? Now government initiative. So this initiative is taken by Ministry of Environment and Forest. Okay, so this it has the important plans. What are the important plans? And what is the aim of this? Its main aim is to reduce Ganga river pollution. And all of you know what is the importance of Ganga river in for the population of India. Okay, so Ganga action plan, the important plan में ये है आपका, this is Ganga action plan. So the aim of Ganga action plan is to reduce the pollution of Ganga river. Now next is Yamuna action plan. Okay, and what is the aim of this one? Its aim is to reduce Yamuna river pollution. Reduce Yamuna river pollution. So this is the end of your topic, that is sewage treatment. So for today's session this much only. In the next session we will discuss about the other usefulness of the microbes in our life, okay, like agriculture and other field. Till then, bye bye, thank you.